Hi, Dyke from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is Dopey Get Lost from 1982. So let's get started. One day, 7 little men set out from their house in the forest. They was the 7 dwarfs. Six carry, six carry the things that they need in their work at the diamond mine. One picked flowers along the way. That was Dopey. The dwarf came to a small door in the mountainside. Grumpy opened the door with a key. The dwarf went into the mine. No one looked back. No one saw that someone was watching them. Inside the mine, it was very dark. The dwarf lit a lantern and went to work. No one saw that someone would peek in the door. All day long, the busy dwarf chopped rocks from the wall. Sleepy took the rocks away. Grumpy chipped diamond from the rocks. At the end of the day, Sneezy and Doc put the diamond in a box. Then the 7 dwarfs left the mine. Grumpy locked the door. "Let me carry the key," said Dopey. "Here," said Grumpy. "Take good care of it." A man watched Dopey tuck the key into his belt, and the man saw Dopey drop his flowers and chase after a butterfly. The butterfly flew onto Dopey's nose. Dopey was very surprised. When the butterfly flew off, Dopey followed it, and the man followed Dopey. Over a hill, over a dale, and into the forest. Dopey never lost sight of the butterfly, but he did lose sight of the other dwarfs. Deep in the forest, a stranger came up to Dopey. "You look lost," the stranger said. "Why don't you come with me? I know the way to your house." Dopey happily followed the man. Soon they came to a small house. "This is my house," the man said. "Why don't we stop and have a bite to eat?" said the man. "You must be hungry." Dopey was hungry, so he followed the man into the house. The man served a delicious dinner. Dopey ate so much that he fell fast asleep. "Now is my chance," said the man. He took Dopey's key and ran off. At the house of the 7 dwarfs, 6 little men sat down to dinner. They was hungry too. "Wait," cried Doc. "There is an empty seat. Or there's an empty chair. Someone is missing." Grumpy said, I'm not missing. Let's eat." "Dopey is not here," said Doc. "Maybe he went back to the mine for something," said Grumpy. "He has the key." So the 6 dwarfs returned to the mine. The door to the mine was standing open. "Dopey must be inside," said Doc. "Let's sneak in and surprise them." But Dopey was not in the mine. Instead, there was a stranger, and he was still in the diamond. Doc sneezed out again and told the other. "What should we do?" they asked. Happy spotted the flower that Dopey had dropped. The flower gave him an idea. He waved the flower under Sneezy's nose. Sneezy felt a tickle in his nose. He started to sneeze. Ah, ah. True. The sneeze echoed through the mine. It made a terrible noise. It scared the robber out of his wits. The robber ran away as fast as he could and was never seen again. How the dwarf laughed. But we still don't know where Dopey is, said Doc. Maybe Snow White can help us, Bashful said. Good idea, said Doc. Grumpy locked up the mine again. That's the last time I let someone else carry the key, he said. Then the dwarf set out to see Snow White. Snow White lived at the castle with her prince. Dopey is missing, Doc called to her. Snow White ran down the stairs and opened the door. Come in, she said, and tell me what happened. Doc told Snow White the whole story. Dopey can be anywhere, he said. How can we find him? I think I know of a way, said Snow White. She led the door up some dark stairs. They went around and around and around until they reached the top of the castle. At the top of the castle was a dusty attic. Snow White led the dwarf into it. They saw a room filled with old things that no one used anymore. Snow White uncovered a magic mirror. She said to the face in it, Mirror, mirror, shining bright, where does Dopey spend the night? The face faded away, and in the mirror was a picture of a house in the forest. I know that house, Grumpy cried. Dopey must be there. Snow White and the dwarf walked deep into the forest. At last they came to the house they had seen in the mirror. They tiptoed up to the window and peeked in. There was Dopey, sound asleep. Doc ran inside and shook Dopey awake. Don't be angry with him, said Snow White. Snow White kissed Dopey on the head. I'm glad you are safe, she said. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs walked happily back to the castle. Good night, thank you for your help, the dwarf called to Snow White. Doc spoke to Dopey before going to bed. Remember, don't wander away. Don't go off with strangers. And don't go into strangers' house. Dopey nodded his head. He would never forget. So that was Dopey Get Lost for 1982. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.